of the things that you have to be careful of is doing multitasking. Multitasking is good, however, it can be very dangerous because while you multitask, you're not paying full attention to one specific things. You're over here, you're over there, and as such, sometimes you might be, whether you know it or not, you're actually overdoing one thing and performing in one area. And so whether it's watching TV, whether it's reading a book, whether it's sitting on the couch, finger effing your phone, right? We all do that sometimes unnecessarily. What ends up happening is this. You start snacking, you start eating all kind of foods, and because you're not paying attention, so you're snacking. What are you snacking on? And then worse than that, you're not paying attention to what you're snacking on because you're not paying attention to that specific thing that you're eating. You're not gauging how much you're putting into your mouth while you're reading. You're reading and you're eating. You're watching TV and you're putting something in your mouth, not gauging what it is that you're putting in your mouth and how much of it is going in your mouth. Instead, you're focusing on what? On your reading, on scrolling and surfing on the internet, snacking on chips, you're snacking on a lot of soda, you're snacking on beer, you're snacking on a lot of wings, fries, pizza, all these kind of things. And not to say that these things are bad, but you have to be very cautious. You have to watch out for these things. Look, know what you're snacking on. At least one of the things that you can do is pay attention to what you're snacking on. The food that you eat, you must pay full attention to it. If you don't do that, you're going to pay the consequences for that. So instead of eating things that are high of sugar, high of sodium, high of fat, you start eating things like what? Yogurt. You start eating things like vegetables. You start things like that. Things that will satisfy you for the long duration so that you don't have to what? Eat so much little things, a little this, a little that. Because remember, how do we get big in bodybuilding? How do we gain size? It's not because we eat one big meal at a time. It's because we're actually eating a little bit all throughout the day. And in this case, consciously. So we have an ability to control that a little bit. But if you're not conscious of that, if you're not conscious that this is what you're doing, if you're not conscious that really what you're doing here is you're recklessly eating and you're not being accountable to what you're eating, you can end up overindulging and not realizing that you're overindulging. So these are the things that we watch out for.